Hey, welcome to another Minecraft video where we get the 442 buff 442. I'm Lenixia, and today I'm going to show you my secret base in this obsidian block. Just kidding, this is actually a brown mushroom farm. To be specific, a giant brown mushroom farm. I built this last night on my Twitch channel. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitch, make sure you go to my Twitch channel. Link is in the description. Smash that follow button, helps me out a ton. It's absolutely free. If you don't like what you see there, you can always unfollow. Same thing with this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button because that helps me out a ton too. I'm trying to build this channel up with some Minecraft content and some other stuff. And your subscription and thumbs up are much appreciated. Let's get to it. This is of course, this is the explosion chamber. And out here we have a bunch of weird stuff going on. We're actually missing a dropper here. I need to put a dropper underneath right here. There's supposed to be a third dropper right here. So my bad in preparation. Yeah, this guy doesn't have good preparation skills. Anyway, that's just for having some massive bone meal to go into that last dropper. We have a switch to push some observers into some observer clocks, and these observers are bud powering these droppers via this block. Double piston extender and a what do you call this, observer chain that goes up to the very top. Up the very top we have two TNT dupers. It would not work with just one piece of TNT. It needed two TNT dupers. And yeah, those drop them down these chutes at a safe distance so this gate doesn't explode. And up here we also have a repeater on full tick, or 4 ticks rather, into a pulse extender so that we don't get 2 rounds of TNT on one mushroom. So let's demo this real quick. The cool thing about this farm, I think it's pretty cool, is I can, let me turn it on first. I can stand pretty much inside and not take any damage. My armor might take a little bit of damage. I can stand right here. Let me put my chest piece on. And we'll get a boom. It looked like it hurt me. It might have hurt my armor. I don't know. All I know is I don't lose any hearts. So I wouldn't say it's safe to stand in for a long period of time. If you don't feel comfortable standing there, you can kind of just back out a little bit. Maybe back out a little bit more. Make this tunnel as long as you need so you don't get exploded. All right. So in that case, I'm sure you saw some of those mushrooms drop. The drop rate on here, after testing, doing about 20 mushrooms, or rather planting 20 mushrooms. I don't do mushrooms myself. After planting 20 mushrooms, I got averaged it out. It was about 16 per planted mushroom, which is not bad, especially if you have a plethora of bone meal to get you by. And the reason why I built this is because I need to produce a lot of potions. I need to make a lot of fermented spider eyes for this guy right here. This is my automatic potion brewer to make splash potions of weakness for our villager trading hall, which wraps around this entire storage area. This is my survival server. And there's a lot going on here, chunking the entire spawn chunk. Anyway, that's for another video. We're going to stick to this guy right here. So over to the redstone world. All right, so this is my tree farm I made. A little bit different than some of the designs out there. It's kind of modified. I'm still learning redstone, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, what we want to do is we want to make a room that is 7 by 7. As far as length and width, and the height needs to be, well, the height needs to, wherever you plant the mushroom from, it needs to be at least 9 blocks tall. But first, we'll start off on the ground. We'll start with our double piston extender going into the rest of the circuitry. So you kind of start with the double piston extender so you can get your height figured out. So we'll start here. We need to get a couple. Let me get my inventory sorted out with the components that we need. So we're gonna need some pistons. We'll need pistons. We're gonna need a regular piston too. We'll need mushrooms later. We're gonna need obsidian. We're gonna need a comparator. We're gonna need comparators. We're gonna need repeaters. Of course, redstone dust. Lots of hoppers. Endstone slabs, because they have a pretty high blast resistance for being on top of the hoppers. For the dupers, we're gonna need a minecart. We're gonna need detector rails. What else we're gonna need? Oh yeah, observers. We have that huge observer chain. Now, that observer chain that goes to the top, I would think, if I'm gonna test this out, you can use a torch tower potentially, because it's a lot cheaper. But if that's not something you want to use, I went with observers because we can just make a bunch of them. So that's why I chose to do that. We're gonna need droppers too. We're gonna need droppers and dispensers. Well, we're gonna need one dispenser. I'm gonna use a bucket of water or a bucket of lava. It doesn't really matter. This is gonna be what helps trigger the double piston extender. Let's use iron blocks for our building blocks. Why not? Replacement blocks, and then we'll start from there. So right here, let's place a dropper next to this. Hello, there we go. Place this dropper next to this piston. We have plenty of room around us. Yes, we do. Then we're gonna place a hopper right on top of that. Place a bucket of water inside there, and voila. Place a comparator right here. We'll first place 2 blocks right there, then you place that. And then this is gonna wrap around right here, and we're gonna do like so. On top of here, we can use, I prefer to use Podzol. It's not gonna matter because the room's gonna be dark. So we'll use Podzol for now, but you don't have to use Podzol. Piece of obsidian right here. I've tried using other blocks like double slabs, and that seems to get items stuck in here sometimes. So I use a piece of obsidian. I'm not sure if obsidian has a property where you can't pull items through it. I don't think that's the case, but I didn't have any problems when I put obsidian here. So that's all good. Then we're going to, on top of said obsidian, we're going to put another comparator. We're going to put a sticky piston right here. And then we're going to put an observer facing into it, so it's observing the piston. Down here, we're going to put a piece of redstone. Make sure that it's not a dot. Make sure it's a cross. We're going to put another piston right there, and this is pretty much set. So as far as getting it to detect stuff, we're going to have to do some dropperage right here. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 droppers, and then we're going to put a dispenser on top of that facing into this guy. One item I forgot to get was bone meal. We're gonna need a lot of bone meal. As long as bone meal is present inside of the dispenser system, then whenever this is placed, whenever an item is placed, let's place another piece of Podzol here. It will double piston extend up. So it pushes up 2 blocks and retracts this back down. So cool. I'm not sure if this is the standard double piston extender, but it works. And for our build, that's all we need. So let's come out. Let's see. So this is 1, 2. Where should we put the storage at? We can put the storage anywhere we want. Let's just go collection system. Let's go with the chest. And we'll put the chest right about here. That's where I had it on the other one. No, I didn't have it right there either. I had it right there. All right. You want this chest to be about the same level as this block right here, unless you're gonna, part it off somewhere else. It's fine. You do what you need to do to get it working. We're gonna wrap this around. Want to go 4 on each side of this this podzol. So this will be the middle. Do 1, 2, 3, and then 4 here. Place hoppers everywhere. Fill it in. And then this is 2, 3, 4. I almost forgot how to count. We're gonna leave this open because we're gonna have some observer clocks powering those through bud power. 2, 3, and this is 4. Hopefully this doesn't take you too long to make this. That's 4. All right. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our building blocks here and use iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're gonna take some observers. We're gonna take all the observers and face them away. Be observing something else. Oof, I got stuck here. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're going to take and place them like this. And then we're going to do some the other way, like this and like that. The reason why I'm doing it like that is so they can be staggered. When they bud power the droppers there, they'll be staggered pulses. Place another chest right here, or bone meal. We'll just fill this with bone meal. Let's grab some bone meal out of there. This will be super full. All right. Start seeing disappear. Nice. So we have the hopper set up here. That's about what you should see. Oh, we forgot to do some on the other side. So 2. This is the 3rd row. That's 4. All right, so now we have everything we need. The mushroom can grow up here, and the drops will all fall into the hoppers. Now the wall, you want to start on the outside of these hoppers. So we're going to do, on this one, we're going to start with iron. I'm still experimenting with the outside on what I can put on the outside. I'm hoping to be able to put some lights, like some sea lanterns or something, or some of those new mushroom lights. See what happens. But this layer and up needs to be obsidian. We don't want stuff exploding on us. Maybe leave yourself a little doorway right here like I had. And I would leave it 3 tall, because you can slab it, and you're probably gonna wanna not crouch down to get in. And we're gonna build this all the way up to about 9 blocks tall. Before I get too carried away with this, I want to show you what happens when one grows. We'll plant one just so you can see where to set the boundaries. You have to set some boundaries to keep this thing from growing too high. So it'd probably actually be better if I didn't grow one first. Let's count some blocks here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the cap. Same as on the other side, you want to cap it so they can't grow past that. On top of these guys, you want to put obsidian right there, just like so. And that will keep your components here from blowing up. Oh, I forgot to put a hopper right here. Boom, that goes right there. And to slab this, I looked up a blast resistance table, and it seemed to be endstone seems to have a pretty good blast resistance. I'm not sure if it's the same as other slabs, but item of choice because it looks cool inside here, especially when it's dark. I don't know, I kind of like endstone brick slabs. All right, so that's what, at this point, this is what the inside of yours should look like if you're building it the same way. And that establishes what can blow up and what can't. And then we just need to finish making the outside here. I don't know what else to use aside from obsidian. I guess you can make this out of a couple other things. You might be able to make it out of anvils if you wanted to. If you didn't want to farm the obsidian. By the way, piglins with the bartering is a good way to get obsidian passively. If you have a gold farm that produces a good amount of gold, you can just passively have them in your spawn chunk, or AFK, and then you can have them just have at it. So mushrooms can grow to different sizes. I think they can grow up to like I want to say 13 blocks. No, I'm thinking of something else. I think it's 7 blocks. Anyway, the heights vary. But what we did here is we made it so that it doesn't. We made it so that the mushroom always grows only 5 blocks tall. And I'm gonna show you what that looks like real quick. I'm gonna plant the mushroom here and have it grow. It's going to push the stem through the middle. And yep, there we go. So you have the stem up here, which gets blown away like crazy. The reason why we do that is so this block right here is high enough for the explosion to reach it without completely destroying other stuff. And I made this too wide. Wow. We're gonna come back to that. That's a that's a mistake. All right, so this is what your room should look like. It is still 7. I made it wider than that for some stupid reason. So this is 7 wide each side. And the reason we can tell is because the only way you can get out of here with the mushroom grown is through the corners. Every side is touching the wall, which is good. And your ceiling will go on top of this stem. Like so. All right, so that's that. Find the center. Want to punch a hole in the center on the sides. Does it matter which sides? Absolutely yes. So the side with the door is over here. So if you're looking in, you want the holes to be above these pieces of obsidian. You don't want them above the door and on this side. You want them above these pieces of obsidian here, which if I break this, that hole's right there. Sweet. So now what we want to do is you want to build some glass tubes. You don't have to use glass, you can use whatever you want. I use glass so I can make sure that the TNT is falling through there. You want to come up about 13 blocks from the piece of mushroom. So 1, 2, 3. So 10 blocks on top here. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why does that feel really high to me? Yeah. It is too high. Eight blocks high. Sorry, 8 blocks. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. There we go. Can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. Still was wrong. I can't count worth of crap. All right, so you should have plenty of space here for your TNT dupers. There's a safe distance so that we get this number straight. So five high from here, 8 high from the obsidian, or sorry, not obsidian, the mushroom. 8 high from the mushroom. So what we do here is put TNT dupers up here, and we're actually almost done. Yeah, we're almost done. Never made a TNT duper before. It's actually pretty easy. Took me a couple times to kind of remember how to do it, and I'm probably gonna mess it up on here just because I mentioned that. So slime block. Oh, I wonder if you can use honey blocks. I'm not sure if you can use honey blocks for a TNT duper, but we're going to go with the slime block instead. Some glass. All right, let's get this thing started. Oh, we need some TNT, of course. We're also going to need a dead brain coral fan. Don't have that. Those are found in warm biomes. You will need that, otherwise this stuff will not work. All right, so put a piece of fence here, piece of fence there. Gonna do the same thing on every side. All right, now we have that set up finally. So at the end of the day, it should look like this. And then the first time it fires, it'll pull the TNT back. Now what you want to do is put a piece of glass next to the TNT. Make sure you have glass at least all the way next to the TNT. Now this one's a little tricky. You want to put a piece of obsidian down here so it doesn't, or some kind of non-sticky block, so that the slime block just passes right over it. Okay, this one is this one is now set up properly. My bad. Now we'll start from this side. I always dork that up no matter what. It could be my third time building it. I always mess it up. So this side will be obsidian. This will be glass. This will be glass. TNT right there. Fence post on top. There we go. And there we go. That looks like it's about done. Oh, we forgot something. We need a gate. We need some sort of fence gate. Doesn't matter which kind you use, as long as you use one. All right, there we go. Fence gates right there. That keeps the TNT lined up so it doesn't get stuck on this this wall here. And that's it for that piece. TNT duper is the next piece, or sorry, the circuitry for it. Have 2 repeaters on no ticks going right there. And then we need some kind of building block again. We're gonna go with the iron. We're gonna come off the side here. And we're going to make a little pulse extender. Pulse extender keeps the pulse extended for longer than it normally does with a, you know, whenever you press a button or have something activate. So that goes right there. And then we're going to, believe it or not, come down here and make an observer chain all the way up to the top. Now, like I said, you might be able to get away with doing a couple observers down here and then doing a torch tower up. I use observers because they're cheap. They're actually not as expensive as they used to be. And then I come right here, piston dust right there. And on this one, I put this on full 4 ticks. That is that in a nutshell. Now let's go down here and see if it works. All right, let's go back over here. We have the limit set. We have extra 2 blocks on top of that. Here we go. Gonna drop some TNT and boom it. Right. So this isn't the fastest redstone contraption. It does take some time to push this up. It does take some time to trigger the rest of the redstone circuit up here. The TNT lit to ensure that you don't have misfires on the TNT explosions or TNT duping. but that's what we got to work with. So all right, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the entire video, is being able to make a mushroom farm, be able to produce brown mushrooms. I wouldn't say in mass, but you got a pretty good rate per mushroom planted. So whatever these mini mushrooms are, brown mushrooms, and you have this giant mushroom. So for every one you plant, you get about 15, 16 each on average over a long period of time. Sometimes you'll get, 8, 7, 6. Sometimes you'll get 16. So it really depends. Depends on how many get stuck up here on this obsidian. You do need this obsidian here. If you're playing with some mods or some other ones that have maybe slabs that have a good blast resistance, you might be able to get away with putting those on there, or plugins. But straight vanilla, you're gonna have to use obsidian blocks up here, which means some of these mushrooms will get stuck on top of here, and there's nothing you can do about it. I tried other types of slabs, and eventually they break. And then eventually this comparator down here breaks. You don't want to be carrying a comparator around just to keep your machine going. So I'd rather take the loss on the few mushrooms that make it to the top of those. Like I showed you, you can stand in here and take almost no damage. So every once in a while, just go in here, collect your stuff. If you see some floating there, if it's not floating on top of these blocks, it made it to the hoppers. Or if it's not floating down here, it made its way to the collection system. It looks like we got a handful out of there. So that's a wrap, guys. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. If you haven't seen my Twitch channel yet, make sure you stop by. Link is in the description below, and follow me on there too. I like to do this stuff live. I like to do testing. You get to see me get super frustrated with this stuff and just be like, oh my gosh. But it's always a fun build, and I love hearing suggestions from you on how to build stuff like this, so that we can make more videos just like this. I do believe this is an original build. I have not seen this build for a mushroom farm on YouTube at all. If you happen to find one, let me know. I'd love to see what someone else built and see how similar our thinking was. But I looked for a mushroom farm for a couple of days. I could not find anything except for the passive ones. So again, guys, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Remember, get that 442 by 442.